What's good? It's the Sports Mix. Big Kenny checking in. Need y'all to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button over in the corner there. So, real quick, man, I just wanted to acknowledge the NBA is changing the name of the conference finals MVP. Eastern Conference will be the Larry Bird Trophy, and the Western Conference Finals MVP is going to be the Earvin Magic Johnson and champ trophy winner. You know, I'm working on putting together a round table where we discuss the impact, the lasting impact that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson have had on the NBA. I was fortunate enough to have, grown up in that era. Really, that was during the time when I really first started liking and loving the game of basketball. And, I remember as a young kid, man, my mom had bought me a subscription to Sports Illustrated. As I was in elementary school, and I remember one of the covers, with Magic Johnson with the top hat. He had on like a tuxedo, and he had a top hat, and it was something about Magic was on the title. I don't remember. I just remember him wearing that tuxedo. But also, the cover with him on it as they won the title against Indiana State. That was 1979. I was 7-8 years old at that time. Wasn't really a basketball fan. Wasn't really watching basketball at all at that time. So didn't really understand what the significance of those two guys were. I didn't realize that at that time that was and I think it's still the most watched championship game, college championship game ever. Not really understanding their significance, but I remember seeing those images. I remember those Lakers versus the Sixers in the championship. Like 80, 82, 83. I remember the Boston and Lakers series, 84, 85, 87. To beat LA, the Boston Garden, all the stuff that came and went with that. Magic Johnson being, the Showtime guy with the no-look passes, and, was charismatic, and he was smiling, and he was always like he was having fun out there. And Showtime, LA had all the stars, and, it was like a big party at the Forum. Boston Garden, Boston, blue-collar, hard-working town. Boston had the history, the pageantry at that time, had the most world championships, and prior to 85, Lakers had never even beaten Boston in the finals, I think in eight or 9 tries or something like that. And so you had all of that, and you had the racial component. The two best players coming into the league in 1979-80. 6'9", 200-pound guys, both extremely gifted at what they do. East Coast, West Coast. One white, one black. So you got those components, you know what I'm saying, that just drove that rivalry and that matchup. for the whole decade of the 80s, man. It was it was just a great time to be a basketball fan. But more importantly, I think what those two did for the game of basketball, man, what they did for basketball, what they did for the NBA is, they basically saved the NBA. There's no doubt about that. They saved the NBA. The NBA was on its last legs at that time. The finals, I believe, in 1979 and 80 was on tape delay. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where you lived at, the games was tape delayed. It just was a different time, and they made the NBA must-see TV. So, putting this round table together, I want to definitely have some people that kind of really grew up and watched the NBA pre-Magic and Bird, so they can kind of give you some more perspective on exactly what that change was and how great these two guys were for the league and for the NBA and for basketball as a whole. So be on the lookout for the roundtable discussion talking about Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and their impact on the NBA, which is probably still felt today in 2022. Again, thank y'all for checking me out, man. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, hit that subscribe button in the corner. Stay on the lookout for the content, man. We coming. It's the Sports Mix.